there's a massive problem with the coaching, education, information space that we're living in. And I think what's occurring at the moment is the most significant shift that has ever happened in this space. And it's really important for you to be aware of what's happening in order to take advantage of this space and to help people and to make money for yourself and all that. And so in this video, I'm going to share 4 key observations that I've been noticing and exactly how I've been preparing and what I've been implementing in my own coaching business over the last while here. And the stuff that I'm doing at the moment is pretty easeful and effortless for me, and it's been able to generate around about 15 to 25-ish K per month fairly consistently now for this year. And it's probably the most relaxed I've ever been in business. So yeah, I just want to share what's kind of been going on here, and so hopefully you can derive some value from this and grow your own business too. Now this first point is a little bit controversial, but I think it needs to be said, and that is they know. The customer that you would like to work with you, they know all about the tricks and the tactics. They're not silly. They're well aware that your lead magnet is a way for you to get their email address to later sell to them. They're aware of this. And you can't just rely on the strategy anymore, because whereas that used to work, you know, people were like, ooh, free thing, ooh, email, oh, cool. Now it's like, before you even get there, it's like, well, this is free, but technically it's not free because I'm giving my email and I know they're going to try sell to me later. So we need to do something to navigate this way before we even think about giving a free thing. So the secret VSLs, the countdown timers that are counting down to nothing, these are not viable strategies anymore in this new world that we're in already, to be honest with you. And it's only going to become more apparent. It's not going to work anymore, because the smart people that you want to work with, they want to work with you, but then if you're signaling with all this kind of strange stuff, that kind of diminishes the trust that you could otherwise be building. So the reason these tactics exist, it's not without reason, and there's definitely a way to use them elegantly. However, beneath these kind of traditional methods, there's a subtle sense of pushing and manipulation. And you really don't want to push or manipulate somebody into working with you, especially in a space like this where you work so intimately with them, because it's just going to be a pain in the bum. There's no two ways about it. So rather than trying to strong arm people into making a purchase, we need to do it differently. Now the beauty is, where there's problems, we can find solutions, because we're creative people. And what I personally do and what I teach is an anti-vision strategy, where you're able to cut through the noise. So where everyone's going left, instead you go right. And the way this looks is you take your own unique values, philosophies on a particular subject, and then you leverage that to create your brand. And that is how you stand out in an otherwise overcrowded area, because you're doing it in a completely different way. And so effectively what you're doing here is you're building a sort of living image that showcases like what you're about, like what do you actually stand for, and not all of the other mumbo jumbo that you see out there. Because everyone can just copy and paste a strategy, but it's creating your own niche within a space that is really impressive and attractive to people. And this is just a really authentic way to go about it. And when I say authentic, I'm not using it as a buzzword, because generally speaking, authenticity, it's very intangible. But what I'm sharing here is this idea that you can go about these spaces in a non-performative way, so that people are actually genuinely intrigued by you and your philosophies and the way that you do things. So I really invite you to create your own anti-vision. So what's out there and what is not desirable about that for you, and what do you envision instead? And that is going to really, really stand to you, which perfectly segues into our next point. So my next prediction is something that most of my contemporaries and friends in this space definitely disagree with. And it's the end of complex funnels. And I believe it's going to be replaced, and I have personally replaced it myself, with what I call a simple alignment funnel. So the thing about complex funnels is that they're trying to shape human behavior, and we sort of normalize it by saying things like, oh, it will increase your conversion rate, as if there's not like a human behind the conversion, as we say. So like you have a sign up into some sort of sequence, into some sort of landing page, and then eventually at some point there's some sale attempt made. And I just think it's a little bit too much. And again, it comes back to, why would you want somebody to buy something from you if the only reason they made that decision is because you kind of tricked them into doing it? Or not tricked, I don't want to use that word, but like you've kind of been a bit of a puppet master, right? And again, when we think about working closely with people in this space, we want to be working with people that really want to be there. And the best people that want to be there are the people that put up their hand and just say, hey, what's the story? Can I work with you, please? Like, that's the type of person that you want. And that type of person doesn't necessarily need a complicated funnel with all sorts of copy and jimbo jambo jambalaya. That's a dish. But anyway, it doesn't have to be that complicated. So what we really want is alignment and not a forced purchase, because as we discussed, people are aware of what's going on here. Like, you're not tricking anybody by getting them into a funnel. Like, we all know we're in funnels. I'm in plenty of them. And a lot of them I enjoy them. But it's so important that you're tasteful about how you do it and that you're respectful of your prospective customers. I just had a call 2 days ago with one of my groups, and there's this fantastic fellow in there. His name is Mike. Shout out, Mike, if you're watching. And, you know, he came into my program through the YouTube channel, as everybody does. And he was just really curious and enjoyed the process of watching a video. He ended up in my community where there's resources and stuff. And then he decided to join after having a conversation with me. And he's implemented the same thing into his own business. And through creating organic content, just chatting about his expertise in his space, he's been able to see new customers coming in as well. But it's not because there's been some super fancy, like overly articulated thing. He's like literally just setting up a camera and talking for 10, 15 minutes. And that builds so much trust with people because they actually feel like they're getting to know you. And honestly, I've seen this happen so often for myself and other people that it's just a no-brainer. And it's so much simpler to just whip out your camera and talk than it is to test 47 different landing pages and hopefully a customer maybe that you don't even like pops out the other end of it. And I also want to clarify this, it's not about being lazy, but it's kind of ironic. The easier things are, usually the more aligned the whole process is going to be from you as a creator, but also people coming into your audience and into your world. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but it works quite effectively. Now the third prediction, which again, it's already happening, but I think it's going to continue to escalate, is that courses are dying and information is really not valuable anymore. So a couple of years ago, I would say that, you know, giving out courses and materials and SOPs and stuff like this was probably the most valuable thing that I could give to somebody to help them. But because you can just ChatGPT everything these days, it's not super necessary, or even you could just watch YouTube videos. It's not really too useful anymore. And what I see replacing that, and what I've personally done in my business, like the most important part of my business is the touch points, like the coaching, the group calls, the one-on-one calls, the Slack support that I do with people. You see, the knowledge required to do things with AI and stuff these days is just very little. Like, I'm not a coder or anything like this, but when I launched my Creator Society about a month ago, I basically copy and pasted a document that I created into Lovable, which is an AI web builder, and it just spat out this beautiful landing page. It took like an hour, whereas that would have taken, it could take weeks to do that previously. And so information in and of itself, it's not that useful because it's so easy to implement stuff. So then we need to focus more on how do we help people implement, right? And what I've noticed in my business is the main thing that supports people and the main focus of my coaching is actually coaching, funnily enough. It's not just telling people to go and look at a video tutorial, but it's actually having face-to-face time with them, having Slack support in our private inner circle, so we can actually get to the bottom of their unique challenges, because everyone's challenge is different, and one course isn't going to be able to help 10 people to the maximum impact, in my opinion. And so that's why I love having the touch points and the calls, because people can ask you a specific question, you can actually look at it, and then using your expertise, you can help them with that specific situation, and it's just a hell of a lot more valuable than a course material. And because of that as well, you can just charge a lot more for it too. So generally speaking, I think there's already been and will continue to be a decline in just info products, just courses, like people talking about digital products and stuff. It's like, it's just not the best way to serve people. And the amount of people that kind of come to me after they've been in some other program with like 500 people in a group coaching call where you don't even get time to ask a question, it's just overwhelming and not helpful. So tailored coaching and literally helping people implement stuff is the future. It's already here, it's what I'm doing, and the most successful people that I've seen in this space are doing this as well. So over the last while, as I mentioned, I was focused on the Creator Society, which is now up and running, and we've got a group of really amazing people in there. But during that time, it meant I couldn't run my most requested program, which is the Creator Sprint, which is a 2-month intensive process with me. And as part of that, you get 2 group coaching calls per week. You get private calls with me as well, and all of my strangers to client blueprint. So this is exactly how I run my business and what I share with other people. And as a bonus as well, you now get access to the Creator Society as well. So in between all of those calls and touch points, you're within our private Slack circle, so you can ask any questions or get feedback on literally everything you're doing within your business from me directly. And I'm taking on 6 people now for the Creator Sprint, and up until Wednesday I'll be taking applications, so that's about 4 days to get your application in. I'll pop a link in the description for people that are serious about scaling to 5 figures and beyond per month. So when you click that link, you can submit your application. I'll take a look, and if I feel like it's going to be helpful for you, you and I will have a call together to see if you've got any questions, if it's going to be a good fit for you, and we'll get started working together. So I hope this video was fun for you. I definitely enjoyed recording it. And if you want to watch some more videos, then you can check out this series here, which is my Strangers to Clients blueprint, which is completely free for you to enjoy. All right, lots of love.